Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Riverview Farm, here with me, C. Watty. Today it is Tuesday the 24th of May as I'm recording this video. And before we get into this video and start exploring today's tasks, we've had a game update today by Giants. Patch 1.5 has been released. We've also had the AGI or AGI equipment pack by Giants released on the mod hub. We've also had a precision farming update released today on the mod hub, and we've also had an update for the Antonio Carrera DLC. Okay, so far I have updated the game and the DLC. I've updated precision farming. I've also done a test on a different save with precision farming. I haven't downloaded the AGI pack because it's just grain bins and elevators, conveyors and stuff, which I don't really ever bother with. But I'll probably download it later on. It wasn't available as I loaded up the game. However, let's get into some of the, obviously, the patch notes, shall we? Particularly as it pertains to precision farming. Okay, so in changelog 1.0.1.0, mulching and rolling have been re-enabled so that you do get a yield improvement. So if you mulch and roll your fields, not to be confused with grass rolling, field rolling, you do get a yield bonus again, which was previously disabled in the original version of precision farming. So for those of you that want to do your mulching and your field rolling, have at it. You get your bonuses again. The incorrect display of expected yield has been fixed. Can't say I actually know what that bug was about because I've never really paid attention to the yield display or whatever, or the expected yield display in the precision farming menu. Oil seed radish. Now this is a good one for me. I like this change. Oil seed radish once again increases nitrogen on a field. So if you use a cover crop in your playing, you will receive a nitrogen increase on your field. It increases the nitrogen by 25 kilograms per hectare. Okay. The influence of fields on the total environmental score is now depending on field size. Okay, so small fields hopefully have less of an impact on your environmental score compared to obviously larger fields. So if you have multiple small fields, they should be less destructive of your environmental score than if you obviously have big fields. Okay. They fixed the invisible doors on the shed. I'm assuming that's the shed that comes with precision farming, the one which enables you to have the RTK station for the AI workers and also has like storage capability. Okay. They've fixed the environmental score with soybeans. They fixed the nitrogen requirements of grass. I'm guessing, I'm not sure quite what that means, but I'm assuming then that they've probably made it so grass requires less nitrogen. Because grass was taking a lot of fertilizer. After mowing a grass field, to fertilize it, when you fertilized it again, it took a massive amount of fertilizer. I also noticed that if you had mowed a field, a grass field, and tried to put slurry or manure on it, it didn't actually recognize grass. So when you was doing slurry or manure spreading on a grass field, it was only applying the manure and slurry to the soil value. So it was raising like loam to like 50% fertilizer rather than raising grass on loam to the required value. I don't know if that's been fixed. It doesn't mention that in the patch notes. Sprayers with spot spraying equipped will now only spray fertilizer on spots where needed. So if you have the fancy John Deere fertilizer sprayer that does the spot spraying, it will only consume fertilizer on the actual spots of the field where it needs the fertilizer applying. It won't blanket spray the whole field, which obviously mirrors up with the herbicide spraying, where it only sprays the actual weeds that it detects rather than spraying the whole field. So that's a good change. When starting to use precision farming on old save games, the fertilized state of the field is translated into more initial nitrogen. So again, players who will have experienced this when you add precision farming to an existing save. So this will be a good example on this map, actually, because I don't currently have precision farming installed. When I add precision farming later on, what originally happened in the old version of the mod was that your fertilizer states, you know, your fertilizers levels weren't translated. So basically, as soon as you activated precision farming, every single field on the map needed fertilizing, regardless of what it was before. So now apparently your fertilizer state does get retained. And obviously the other fix that is available and has been resolved is the issue while no fields have been owned yet. Fixed issues with while no fields have been owned yet. That's a little bit, obviously, in the patch notes. You think, what the hell does that mean? Fixed issues whilst no fields have been owned yet. Well, for example, on this map, start from scratch. I don't own any land. And one of the things we've experienced is when doing harvesting and baling contracts, when you start to sell the, deliver the harvested or baled material, it was causing the bank balance to go into minus 999 million, blah, blah, blah. You know, the issue that broke the Huron County save, the issue I experienced a couple of episodes ago in this save, that has been fixed. I've actually already done a test of that this morning. I've loaded up this same map on a new save, done a harvesting contract with all the mods enabled and everything. It works fine. So when we add precision farming to this save, which I haven't currently done, the harvesting and baling contracts now actually work properly. Okay, so that's good. Now, patch 1.5, I think it is. Is it patch 1.5? For the actual base game, we've added permission manage production points. Okay. So there is, I guess that's a multiplayer permission. Added slurry tanks to AI refill options. So the AI can refill from slurry tanks now. Added support for multiple animation object moving sounds. Added tour abort button and tour steps menu. Tour abort. Tour abort. What's that? That's something new. Tour abort. Don't know what that is. And tour steps menu. Fix bunker silo updates. Fix chain jittering on equipment. Fix cutter effects still active whilst cutter is lifted. Fixed decal Z fighting on a vehicle. Fix loading of save games with custom mod bales. Fixed missing bags on some pallets in multiplayer. Fixed NPC field and contract updates. Fixed password field UTF-8 issue. Fixed placeable collision check. Fixed placeable renaming permission. Placeable. See, now that's a thing I've never found. Maybe it's just me. I've seen this in the game before. How do you rename it? how do you rename a placeable? Like a building or a production? I've never figured that out, but it would be really nice when you have multiple production points, have them as different names, so they don't appear in this screen as like bakery, spinnery. You can actually give them names. I think that would be cool. Apparently renaming of buildings is possible. I've just never figured out how to do it. So if anybody knows, please tell me. Fixed server list update reselection, fixed sleeping in multiplayer, fixed sound issues with high frequency audio devices, fixed trailer tipping for clients joining in multiplayer, fixed vehicle character visibility on the class Serion 5000 while switching the direction, fixed the class Serion 5000 clip distance, a bunch of more equipment fixes, fixed wrapping animations after leaving the game during the wrapping, fixed controller settings dead zone text, fixed ambient sounds in period midwinter, fixed centering force with the force feedback wheels on Xbox, improved performance of grapevines and olives on lower spec hardware, improved placeable rotation snapping, increased pallet limits, we'll come back to that in a minute ladies and gents, several Mpc visual fixes, new additions, added upscaling sharpness slider for DLS, FSR, ooh, thunder. We've got a storm outside, ladies and gents. Added mixer wagon info HUD if player is nearby. So that's a useful one. You will know if you've watched my Calmsden series, you'll know when I'm doing my TMR mixing, I have to have the F1 menu open when I'm filling the TMR mixer to see how much straw I'm putting in, how much hay, how much silage, etc. You don't need to do that anymore. They've added an actual pop-up HUD that appears when you are near a mixer. So it makes it so you don't have to open the F1 menu when filling your mixing wagons, which is pretty cool. But the thing we'll come back to, ladies and gents, pallet limits. Obviously, this was a big source of controversy in patch 1.4 and 1.41 when Giants basically just sneakily added pallet limits to the game without telling anybody, and basically they limited the number of pallets that you can have on a map based on what platform you're playing on. So if you are playing on a let's go through the list. If you was playing on an Xbox One or PS4 or PS5 or Xbox Series XS, you were limited to 50 pallets. If you were playing on PC or Mac, you were limited to 100 pallets. Giants have now changed this in patch 1.5, ladies and gents. If you are playing on an old gen console, PS4, Xbox One, you are now limited to 75 pallets. So they have increased the pallet limit by 25 on old last gen consoles. Okay, on the current last gen consoles, so your PlayStation 5, your Xbox Series XS, which are obviously still running very out of date hardware, they've increased the pallet limits on those to 150. So you've gained an extra 100 pallets if you're on a PS5 or current Xbox. If you're on PC, the pallet limit has been increased to 300. So it's been trebled. It's gone from 100 to 300. However, of course, if you're on PC, you might as well download the mod that completely removes all pallet limits to let you have as many pallets as you want before your game crashes. There's no reason to restrict pallets on PC, ladies and gents. But Giants have increased the pallet limits. However, they've not increased them massively. Okay? Just letting everybody know. Also, they've implemented pallet limits on iOS, Android and Switch as well, which weren't previously available. So if you're playing on an Apple, iPhone, iPad, or playing on an Android or Switch device, you are only allowed 50 pallets in your game at any one time. So that covers all the relative news and information as it pertains to today's game updates and stuff and things. So let's get into today's gameplay, because obviously I've spent a lot of this video just waffling and I haven't yet actually done anything. So we want a contract, don't we? We want a contract. We've done baling just recently. We did some cultivating recently. We did fertilizing recently. There's some nice ploughing contracts available. Still no harvesting. Well, do you know what? Today, feel like maybe starting a bit of a ploughing contract. 70 grand to do field 36, which I know for a fact is right down towards the bottom of the map. Big plough, lovely John Deere harvester, tractor, not harvester, what am I talking about? Can't believe it's thundering and lightning outside. So yeah, field 36 right the way down the far side of the map. So we'll just have a quick whiz over there and we'll start doing some ploughing. But yeah, it's interesting that we've got a few little updates to the game. Like I say, the AGI or AGI or however you pronounce it pack. Not sure really if I will ever use such a thing in the game. Most maps I play, most maps come with a silo for tipping your crops and harvested stuff into. I'm not particularly the kind of person that wants to muck about with silos where I have to put stuff onto a conveyor or an auger first to be able to load. I have to use augers to load the silo or unload the silo. I much prefer just using, you know, normal tip into the grate and then retrieve my crops from the pipe that's already existing on the silo. So yeah, I don't know, like I say, I don't know if I will ever feature or use that mod pack. It obviously appeals to some players of certain persuasions. It's just not, I mean, it's a free update that Giants have put out, a free mod. So, you know, you can't really complain too much about it. I'm the type of player I would much rather have vehicles and equipment. You know, I would much rather have new toys to play with than silos and augers, because I don't use those. I would much rather have new tractors, new plows, you know, new seeders, new harvesters, new sprayers, that kind of thing. But, you know, it is what it is, ladies and gents. But anyway, we're going to head down to the field. And start doing a big harvesting, big ploughing. Like I say, 70 odd grand. Checking, I haven't missed the entrance into this field. Nope. I imagine it's going to be right down the bottom. Or it might just be on this edge here. So yes, like I say, game update today, patch 1.5. I've already tested, ladies and gents, the ultimate test. Open the game menu with a controller or steering wheel and can't exit the game menu. So they still haven't, Giants still haven't fixed that issue for PC players playing with a controller or steering wheel. So I have this morning resubmitted my bug report on that, that Giants previously closed with their hey, we've recently released patch 1.4. And we have fixed several issues in the game. However, if you are still experiencing this particular issue, please resubmit your bug report. Well, guess what, Giants? I'm still experiencing the issue, so I've resubmitted my bug report. And I've been a little bit, shall we say, a little bit less than polite in this bug report. I've been a bit snappy because, like I say, I initially submitted the bug report on patch 1.2. I've submitted the bug report on patch 1.3. I've submitted it on 1.4. I've submitted it on patch 1.41. And I've now resubmitted it on patch 1.5. So we've gone through 4 game updates since I first... We've had 4 updates to the game since I submitted the bug. And they've still not addressed it. So this time in my bug report, I've been a little bit snappier, and I've been like, you know, again, the common question that I see a lot of people ask, or I hear from a lot of people, is, do Giants even play the game themselves? Because if anyone from Giants actually sat down and played the game, they surely would experience these problems. Because you can't avoid them, you know? You open the game... How many times do you open the game menu come into the menu whilst you're playing the game? How many times do you come into this screen to check things? So surely you must then know, oh, hang on a minute, we can't exit from this screen. We can't get back to the game, ladies and gents. Surely Giants have seen that. Surely Giants know that is a thing. Okay, surely, you know, if you've actually played the game, you know this problem exists, and it's not. And like I say, the store menu. You open the store menu, ladies and gents. You can exit. One button enters and exits the menu. So it is possible. The functionality exists within the game. Why does it not apply to the main menu? The map menu. There's no reason. There's no logic for it. If you press it, you know, if you press the escape button, look, on the keyboard, that opens and closes it. It's just a bug. It's obviously a bug in the controller key bindings. And obviously it just needs to be fixed. It's probably one line of code where they've got a value wrong, and it just needs to be fixed. They just need to change probably one letter or one number, and the problem goes away. Why are they not fixing it? I know they've got a lot of bug reports, ladies and gents. I know they've had a lot of submissions, because in actual fact, when I submitted the precision farming bug a couple of weeks ago, whenever I had the bug on the Huron County save, and then when I had it happen on this save, I opened a bug report then to say, look, harvesting and baling contracts with precision farming is broken. So that's only, what, 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago? I must have submitted that bug report. Between submitting that bug report and the one I've submitted today, there's been 1,756 additional bugs submitted. So between me opening my precision farming bug report and me opening my bug report today, 1,700 additional bug reports have been filed by other players. So that's a lot for Giants to sift through, knowing what we know about Giants, and that they have a very tiny team of staff. You know, again, less than 100 employees. Okay, not all of which work on the game programming, developing, engine stuff. You know, there's publishers, there's marketers, there's press people, you know, within that structure. So not everybody that works on Giants is a programmer, coder, etc. So that's a lot of bug reports for the people that do that to have to sift through and address. But here we are, ladies and gents, ploughing. Now I can't remember if, before loading up the game today, I actually remembered to turn off the sorry. Can't remember if I remembered to turn off the rear centre of gravity mod. I talked about that in the last video, I'm quite sure, about disabling the centre of gravity part of the bit that causes my tractors to keep flipping upside down when I'm going around corners and driving anywhere on the map. It is completely separate from the rear implements and the rear dirt and like mud physics and stuff. So yeah, I am going to turn that off. I am going to turn off the rear centre of gravity. Also, I think the rear centre of gravity mod is what causes the trailers to slide and stuff when you're loading from a combine, like I saw in a when I did a test previously as well. When I was filling a trailer with stuff, it was causing the combine to swivel and spin. So I think it fixes that. If I turn off the rear collisions mod, see, that tree is really rather close to the field. I'm not a big fan of that. Another candidate for deletion then. Delete. Broken Matt Hardy. So yeah, a lot of updates to the game today, people. Obviously, by the time this video goes live, you'll all be well aware of the updates, and you'll probably be thinking, oh god, see what, you spent 15 minutes in this video going through stuff we already know. But obviously, it's news at the time of recording the episode, so it has to be included in the episode. It's a source of conversation. My plough is sliding. I'm not ploughing at 6 meters at the minute because that thing keeps sliding. I did think about possibly buying my own plough, but again, because we've spent quite a bit of money the last few days on equipment, I've elected not to buy a plough at this moment in time. But I can see me getting a plough. Obviously, one of the things to factor in to that decision, getting a plough, will be the tractor situation. Because I have now come to realise, since the last episode, that my two tractors that I currently have, the Deutz-Fahr 7 series and the Deutz-Fahr 8 series, are not particularly powerful tractors. They're actually very low powered tractors for medium sized tractors. And even I looked at the 9 series as well, because I thought, oh, we'll get a 9 series and add that to the farm, because that would be a good addition, and we'll have three tractors that are, you know, all from the same family, from the same manufacturer. However, the 9 series only goes up to a maximum of 480 horsepower, which again, it's not that powerful for a large tractor. It does mean that a job like this that I'm doing now, Ploughing, I couldn't do if I had a 9 series tractor, because the tractor's not powerful enough to pull the ploughs. My 8 series and 7 series, nowhere near powerful enough. So I need to start to have a bit of a think about what large tractor I'm going to get. We need to get Delores needs to get a tractor that can pull absolutely anything asked of it. You know, anything that we ask of it, demand of it, we need it to be able to do. Okay? So, feel free in the comment section below this video to leave your suggestions, okay, on what tractor to get on the farm or in Delores' fleet that will be able to do everything we ask of it. Ploughing, big seeding, big cultivating, you know, an absolute power mammoth. Okay? I will, however, say right now, I am not going to consider the Fendt. So, Mr. Helgi, before you start typing away furiously on your dodgy Corsair keyboard, I will not be getting a Fendt. Just because I've used Fendts on other maps, we've used them in multiplayer, I'd like to keep things a little bit different in this particular series. So no Fendt, but I'll happily consider any other vehicle recommendations that players make in the, like I say, large tractor that can pull lots of stuff bracket. It's a shame we don't have the Tri-6 available in FS22, ladies and gents, because the Fendt Tri-6 would have been the solution to the problem. And I could have imagined Delores, I could have pictured Delores here driving a Tri-6. I do hope that eventually makes a return in FS22. I hope somebody makes a Tri-6 mod, the FS22. And it's as good as, if not better, than the one we had in FS19. Because that tractor was a beast, ladies and gents. That tractor was a beast. Right, so ploughing has commenced. It's going to take, obviously, Delores probably the rest of the day to do this field. Right now, obviously, I'm not rotating the plough. I'm not switching things up in any way, shape or form. I'm merely trying to get a bit of a headland done. And then I'll probably just then work backwards and forwards across the field. I do have the 10-metre plough available, obviously. That's similar in design to this. We also have the 6.5 metre one as well, which is a little fraction bit bigger than this one. We'll have to wait and see on that front how that goes. Yeah, for some reason driving across this part of the field, the plough wants to slide. Maybe it's because of the shape of the field. Well, there we go. Well underway. So, ladies and gents, thank you for watching this episode. Again, I apologise, it was quite information heavy at the start, and it's not exactly been an action-filled episode with lots of farming, but I felt the need to go over, obviously, the update to precision farming, which will be re-enabled on this Let's Play, on this series now. I will be adding it to the series from the next episode or two. And yeah, basically just going over the new information, the updates, what's been fixed, what hasn't been fixed yet, what still needs to be fixed. Freaking menu button. And like I say, when we come back for the next episode, ladies and gents, there will be obviously a lot more farming action. I promise you. But for now, please go ahead, leave me a like on the video. Leave me your comments in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not doing so already. And share the video with everyone you can, everywhere you can. I'll see you all again very soon, ladies and gents. But for now, from me, it's cheerio and goodbye.